Welcome back to another NCUT movie review, and today we're reviewing Shelby Oaks. This is movie reviewers reviewing a movie review that was made by a movie reviewer.
Movie reviewers review a movie made by a movie reviewer.
Who's a movie
Bang!
critic?
Look at that
Dang.
first go. That was good.
Easy shit. Let's leave that one in.
Where is my sister?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Chris Stuckmann. Now, we know who Chris Stuckmann is. You probably know who Chris Stuckmann is as well if you're watching us, because he is arguably the most popular movie reviewer on YouTube, aside from Jeremy Jahns, that we know of. And when this movie came across our table, we were like, we have to go and see it. One, because it'd be interesting to see a movie from the point of view of a guy who literally has made his whole career off critiquing other people's movies. But two, even if the movie sucked, even if you came away from looking at this movie and thought like this was the shittest movie of all time, it takes balls to make a movie yourself and put it out there for everyone to have their own answers for.
All the tables have turned. We're about to absolutely critique your movie because let's start off by saying this. It's not that bad of a movie.
No.
It does have very good highlights throughout the entire film. Some of the things that were a bit more introspective, like he's a fan of certain horror movies, certain mystery movies, and he definitely like put them together in this one because it felt just like a complete horror mystery that was taking me on a journey. Yeah. And it was out the fucking door because this movie sucked. Nah, that's it.
Sorry, Stuckers, we're going in on you. Come follow us, people who follow Stuckman, because we're gonna
exactly.
But I think one thing I took away from this movie from the get-go, it had that old school 2000s like cheap B-grade movie feel to it. I've missed that. I don't know. I can't. It was weird. I usually when you come away from a movie that's sort of a little bit low budget, low quality, like I didn't really like that. I didn't have the polish and the clean of the movies that we're so used to seeing nowadays. But so many movies that are clean and polished are shit. It almost makes it worse because you're watching this movie and you think to yourself, they've dumped like $50 million, $150 million in this movie and it's still shit. Still At least when you're watching Stuckmann's movie, it's not a shit. It's quite a good movie for a low budget Kickstarter indie film. And it has that low budget quality feel, and we've missed that. We missed that in Hollywood.
Do you know what I think it is? It's
not everything needs to be beautiful.
It's because low quality films try to be the big budgets when they're pushing those indie films. He didn't do this at all. He just completely stuck to the script and said... Stuck. He merely stuck to the script and just thought, I'm going to push this as an indie film. And he released it at Cannes and it did kind of okay until he had budgeting issues. Yeah. And because of those budgeting issues, thank God Neon came in to, not Neon the streamer, but Neon the company.
Yeah, I thought it was Neon the streamer.
And they funded the rest of it for production and stuff. So that was really good to see.
And had reshoots, made it more gory, made it more action-packed, and made it more blood, I think.
Well, more alive. Like the movie would have just been purely horror mystery, but now we got something that's a little bit more treacherous, right? A bit more on the line and stakes. True. And going into this film, the opening scene here was very, very good. I thought these old found footages worked well. Blair Witch Project, and speaking about bringing it back in the day, that's what it felt like. Yeah. You were back into the old 2000 days with the old YouTube. You can see old
I've never even seen that before.
Yeah, the old likes and subscribes. It was great to see.
Never even seen that.
It was awesome movie to see. So when you see like this, that kind of reverting back to 2002, you're right up my alley because that's nostalgia, and I love a bit of nostalgia. The opening scene is her crying to camera. There might be some demonic sense outside, or there's a serial killer inside. You didn't really know. You assumed there was a serial killer because there's the guy who grabs her at the front of the door. Yeah. And everyone else is allegedly dead. So you kind of, and then you trick straight away. And that's exactly what I think an opening scene should be.
Well, one of the funny things, like Josh mentioned earlier, when about halfway through production for this movie, Stuckmann had financial issues where the budget was sort of going a bit overboard. He was able to get a few more people to executive produce the film so that they could get it finished. And one of the executive producers who came on, he got his editor onto the movie that he works with all the time. And the editor said he watched the first 10 minutes of this film and it was so gripping and so drawing that he was like, I have to edit this movie. And he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the opening of this movie longer so that people are more stuck into it, let the scene breathe, so that you sort of get a feel for this movie and this universe that you're in right now. And like Josh said, the ability for it to draw you in, a lot of the praise for that has to go to Camille Sullivan. Her acting in this movie, full stop, was really good. I mean, for an indie film, to put on a performance that she put on, really well done by her. I mean, she probably deserves roles in other bigger films. She did really well. Her ability to sell the fact that her sister has gone missing 12 years prior, paranormal parodies have gone missing. Paranormal paranoids have gone missing. Paranormal parodies. This is a parody. have gone missing, and that she's been looking for her. She doesn't believe that she's actually dead. She believes that she's out there somewhere. Help me find her. Trying to drum up support to find her sister. She sold that so well. And it leads to another scene, which really is just like that shock. So you have the drawing in of the emotion, and then the shock where the scene goes next. She sells it again really well. Really well.
What I must say there is that after 12 years of your sister being missing...
Get over it.
Get over it.
She goes.
Guys, dude, I don't care if you think she's alive or not. You just got to move on there.
That's those people that ridiculous. Think that... Who's the girl? It's like those people who think Madeleine McCann is still around.
Yeah,
She
literally.
was sold...
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Gone. Dude, you've got conspiracy people doing it all the time.
True.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you can say it.
Yeah.
And even the story for the first half of the film, I thought worked pretty well. And then to see Camille kind of go through this emotion of, I'm going to find her because I found one piece of evidence. And the biggest evidence that finally hit her doorstep after a decade was... Is a spoiler now? I think we're getting to spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, you can say, like, with the guy when he, But also, congrats to Chris. Great little flip around with the you see it from one angle, and then like during the credits rolling or whatever, when the opening credits, you see the flip side of that. That was that was one of the coolest shots.
Some of his cinematography was actually like top tier here. It really did work. You see a lot of. By the way, speaking of cinematography, I have to mention lighting before I forget. Why the hell is...
Put a light on.
Dude, Mia is looking for her sister the entire time. And as she's looking for her, she knows that there's a demon around her.
She knows. Yeah, she actually knows. She literally knows that demon's in the house.
And she also has a tape that she's watching that looks like the woman from Bring Her Back is watching, where there's a demon in the back. She's in pure darkness. We're darker than Batman in fucking the Batcave, and she's just sitting there enjoying, soaking up the darkness. Mia, turn a fucking light on, will you? Jesus Christ! I would literally have the
lamp on.
Yeah, at least one, right? Because I would have the fucking Winchesters out my door. I'd have Ed and Lorraine in the goddamn closet, and the mystery van waiting outside to interrogate the ghost.
100%.
What is she doing there? That really pissed me off. But everything else was alright.
No lights in her whole house. I mean, she's trying to save on the energy bill or something. Maybe it's a bit expensive to have the hoses running or something. I don't know, but she... Tap in. What is it called? The EMP or whatever, the electromagnetic wave that the aliens, that the ghost put off. Use that as your light then. And she actually knows that the ghost is there too. Like it gets revealed throughout the movie. Spoiler alert, or who cares? That she literally knows that there's a ghost in her house, and she still just lights up. Maybe they're together or something. They're actually together.
Well,
he was a peeping Tom in this movie, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this man. They were underage too. This man's creeping in the window, just staring like this at her. Come on, guy.
Yeah, and
relax.
He's cracking windows and trying to crack them at the same time. That's what he's trying to do.
Fucking Quagmire over in the corner there, just fucking Theo Vonning it in the corner. Just like, I'll watch your family through the window. Theo Von, that's it. Cut that in. Cut that in.
Speaking about critiquing this movie, because you have to, right? Like as semi-professional movie reviewers, you have to do this, right? I noticed, especially because we edit all these fucking videos, you kind of notice these things of like, how can we use music? How can we engage your audience that you're watching?
Yeah.
Music's a big thing in movies, and his use of music was non-stop. I literally didn't feel one time where I could just sit and relax and hear some dialogue. I was just mesmerized by this music every time. It was always a riser, and I was about to go, what's going on? And then nothing would happen, or something would happen. It was just all the time. I was like, Chris, give me a fucking break, man. Like there needs to be some type of like ease for me to get back into the next part of the story. For his like directorial debut, dude, incredible.
On a small budget.
On a very small budget of only like $2.5 million or whatever it was, and he's made 3 back, or
11,000 Kickstarter donations as well, which is like the most ever. Also the most donations ever for a horror film. So
there you go.
Good on him.
I thought this was really good for his first debut.
Yeah.
Listen, you're always going to have certain things that don't work, like certain story logics, or like how Mia found the house so quickly. Like without 12 years of police experience, couldn't find shit. Those little things.
The first 50% of this movie, really, really good, and then it slowly tapers off every 10 minutes after that.
Yeah, it feels like they kind of forgot. Yeah, it felt like because the movie was in production for so long, you start to forget little storyline bits.
All the budget's getting blown,
blown
out.
Back out. Yeah,
literally. And you could sort of feel that or see that in the way that the movie was going. But he showed enough in the first half of this movie that you're like, okay, if you gave him more money, or you gave him a better script, or even just another script, he could probably do it really well.
Speaking about scripts, I actually would enjoy Chris Stuckmann not to just write his own script like he did for this movie, but probably direct someone else's script.
Yeah.
That might work for him even better, because sometimes I understand, like you do something yourself, you want to do all of it, and it's like your baby. I get that, but when you come into like your directorial debut to start it off like that, that's fucking high regard here, man. And to be honest with you, I don't really watch his YouTube reviews, But his directorial stuff, I'm fully locked in now.
Yeah.
I will watch another movie he directs.
It was funny when Chris announced that he was doing this movie maybe like a couple of years ago and whatnot. We noticed that on his channel, he started slowly, review after review after review, not critiquing anything at all anymore. To the point where he was almost afraid to say anything bad about movies. And then we were just watching them going like, he must have something in store. He must be trying to get on the other side essentially, rather than being the one reviewing to be the one reviewed.
Yeah.
And then now this has come out, it's quite funny that it's come full circle to this moment, because it makes sense why he stopped talking about movies. I guess, look, it is hard to make a movie. We know that. We get that. There's so many different moving parts. It can't be easy, but we can't afford to make movies, so we just watch them and then review them anyway.
That's true. And also, we can critique this shit if it is bad, right? Like, if it is bad, we're going to tell you,
exactly.
Right?
You don't need to be frigging mincing your words.
Yeah, I guess the whole point of the reviews is to either, like, strengths and weaknesses, and then, like, is it worth you guys going to go see it? And we see it so you don't have to, kind of thing.
And then there's a few doozies, like, Madam Web, that come out, and then you go, we're going to shit on this for the rest of our lives.
And that's one of our favourite reviews to do, right? Is to
go watch that.
For sure. Yes, because I noticed that he might have even come out and said, like, made a video. This is a long time ago. We're talking years ago. So he came out and said, I'm actually not going to, like, formally critique any more movies. I'm just going to keep them, like, relatively tell you what's here and what's there.
Yeah.
That was the indicator where you're like, why?
Yeah.
And then obviously the only kind of, like, logical stance is he's going to make a movie now, or he's in bed of production with one, or something like that. So when you do that, you kind of do kill your own reputation, because you're not giving a legitimate answer to movies. Like, I get that from people who don't watch him as well.
That's why we're never going to get invited to any premieres ever.
So true. We're so black and white with shit. It's ridiculous. That's Australia. Like, that's what we do here in Australia. It's black and white.
No point bullshitting, because then people will keep putting out the same shit over and over again.
That's exactly right. We want them to change. We want them to be better, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, been another NCUT movie review. Peace, we out.
Peace.
NCUT.
Hype that shit.
Yeah, Ben.
Hype that shit up.
We're also trying to get to 1,000, so...
Just get us to 1,000, then we can delete the channel. We'll never fucking upload ever again. We just want to hit 1,000, then we can cry about it.
Screenshot it. That's all we want to do,
Give me my plaque.
Facts, actually. We want plaques.